Big standing circle. Welcome. Welcome everyone to our Tuesday and Thursday Main Street Walk. We've been doing this for 5 years.
5 years, which it doesn't feel like it's been 5 years, but I guess it has. And we don't ever not come out, even if it's on Christmas or if the lands on a holiday. We still come out. We come out in minus 40. We come out in rain. We've never not came out due to weather. You know, hi Cindy, do you want a hot dog? You're welcome. We're not going to not come out because it's raining, because our relatives still have to be out here. Everybody that's out here still has to be out here, so we can endure some rain for a half an hour to make those connections, to feed people, to hand out ponchos if we have them, jackets, mitts, whatever we can do to make their time, a little less difficult.
We started actually when the pandemic hit because our relatives out there didn't know what was going on. The world was shutting down around them. The coffee shops were closing, even the shelters were closing. The traffic was gone, the people were gone, and they were out there wondering what's happening. And so we started this just to get food, clothing, love, warmth, and information out to them. That's how we started this.
Yeah, you were saying people are waiting on these days.
Yeah.
They know you're coming.
They know
you're
we're coming.
reliable.
And they line up at the front door. They're out there first thing because they know we're going to be there. They know that no matter what the weather is, we're going to be there. And you've seen how, people want to grab a bunch of stuff, and we want to be gentle with them. We want to be gentle when we let them know, a couple things from each wagon. But that's just because the need is so great.
Yeah.
We don't ever want to deny food to anybody, or mitts or socks or, whatever it might be. And one thing that would you like a hot dog, my friend?
And we didn't have this space back then. We had nothing. We started at the United Way parking lot, and we would just show up there in the morning, pull out wagons out of our trucks, grab our supplies, and hit the streets. No government, no church, no institution funds us. We are self-relying. And so what is it that we do? What we do is we greet our relatives. And our relatives are out there. And some of us in this room have been out there. And some of us have family members that are out there and have been out there. I have a son. He's 39 years old. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia as a teenager. He suffers immeasurably with psychosis. And that drives me. It drives me because there's a whole bunch of other folks out there that didn't choose to be out there. Because of mental illness, head injury, childhood trauma, and addiction, people find themselves out there. And they're looked down on, and they're judged.
What some people don't understand too is oh, that lady's here every week, and every week she gets mitts, and every week she gets socks, and every week she gets, one of everything. But things get wet, things get dirty. She doesn't have an option to go to a washing machine. She doesn't have somewhere to dry that. That blanket we gave her a couple days ago is probably soaked. And where does she get it cleaned? Where does she get it dried? So it's not that she's greedy. It's not that she's coming back for another blanket. Oh, she needs more socks. I just gave her. People they start to learn, they start to see. Yes, we just gave her, but how does she wash it? How does she dry it? How does she take it all with her? So we have to be mindful of stuff like that things we don't experience, they experience. They might need another blanket. That jacket you gave them a couple weeks ago, it might have got wet. And what does she do with it? What does he do with it? What do they do with it? Hi, dear. Hi. You want a hot dog, my friend?
So all we want to do is change that narrative. There's something called lateral violence. Lateral violence is when a group that's been oppressed and hurt turns on one another because they have no one else to turn on. And we're changing that to lateral kindness, lateral empathy, and lateral love.
Like, she knows how I was. Like, I was really bad.
But this is our brother here, and
Yeah.
I remember stopping to talk to him, and he'd crack his jokes. He always had a joke for us, and
Yeah.
something funny to say, and he always met us with such a positive, beautiful attitude, no matter what he was going through. And when we talk about first full circle, this is what we talk about.
Yeah.
You know, it just started to Roger showing up. He just started showing up and being like, how can I help? What can I do? Like, you know, getting in there, taking initiative. And now he's working and has a place and all
Yeah.
these beautiful things, you know.
Yeah.
He's a helper.
Because it is the people that will save the people. And when you help someone, you're helping two people. You're helping that person and you're helping yourself. It's medicine.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing, you know, like, a lot of more people should be doing this. Unfortunately, a lot of people just want money, you know. And it ain't about the money. It's about giving back to your brothers and sisters, like Mitch said. You gotta look out for one another. And if it wasn't for them, I don't know, I'd either be dead or in the hospital.
Yeah.
And that's the God's honest truth.
I'm glad to see you here today.
Me too.
What I'm doing now gives me a purpose in life
Yes.
to actually get up in the morning. Because I actually look forward for cooking for the community. And on Tuesday and Thursday, I look forward to seeing her, but I never do see her. But all in all, though, it's a great thing to do, man.
I'm part of the team that gathers hygiene items and then puts them together and takes them out in a cart that I don't see now. And we ask people what they need.
Yeah.
We prep a little bit for everything, but mostly we ask them what would you use. We figured out the things that people need most.
What do you have most then?
Well, anywhere from toothbrush and toothpaste, feminine pads and tampons, nail clippers and band-aids, and wet wipes and Q-tips and all kinds of stuff. And sometimes people donate to us. Sometimes people say, you go shopping. They give us a little bit of money and we go shopping.
Ah.
Yeah,
Ah,
that's what we do. And we do a lot of prep. We prep shampoo and conditioner in little pill bottles that we pre-wash and we sort. And we may have them here. Is my wagon gone? You may see the wagon over there. We may have some leftovers.
okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
And sometimes we also store underwear and boots and jackets and stuff that people may need.
She has done all of the fundraising and advertising and advocating for mitts and socks, and she's given thousands and thousands of pairs of mitts
Yes.
out to not just our walk, but many different organizations and walks and stuff too. So those essential things like mitts and socks, those underwear, like those things,
Yes.
Karina has worked really hard to get.
Lots of you in this room have shared pain with us and trauma. Most of you in this room have had that. And this is a way to take that pain and put purpose to your pain. Helping is medicine.
I'm a former youth in care. I grew up in care my whole life, and I went through gang life, exploitation. I, went through all that kind of stuff, and I can tell you that, like, I'm an exception to the rule. I survived that. I survived, the child welfare system, having my son apprehended at birth, the birth alerts, and eventually making it out of there. But, like, that doesn't always happen. And when I look back, like, everybody's gone, you know? People are just gone. All the people that are my age, I mean, I'm in my 40s and they should all still be here. We're not growing old together because we're still losing people. We're losing people all the time. And that's what a lot of relatives are experiencing. They're losing their friends every day. They're losing their friends to addiction, to fentanyl, to the cold, to freezing, to dying in bus shacks, to dying in encampments. Like, that's not right. You know, it's not right.
I feel very good about our future when these young people want to help and be helpers. So we thank them. But what we're really handing out is a look in the eye, getting to know someone, understanding their story, knowing their name so that they're not invisible, they're not voiceless. They are a somebody, they count and they matter. And that's just the right thing to do. We create trust. We know them, they know us. And guess what? Once they trust someone, they will ask for help. And they have asked for help. Help me get a place. Help me see my kids again. Help me get into detox. Help me get into treatment. People have done that. Some of us in this room have come back from that life. And here we are. So thank you. Take what we do in this couple of hours and extend it to the rest of your life. Be a helper.